this is going to be talking about 5 essential tips on how to turn casual visitors into buyers and into subscribers. Okay, this is probably one of the most important components of any type of online business, is being able to turn those visitors into buyers. And we'll talk about that here in great length during this webinar, okay? I'm also going to do what I call the A versus B challenge. I'm going to be showing you 2 different landing pages, and I want you guys to chime in and let me know which landing page you thought would convert the best, and I'll show you guys the results. I'm also going to be talking about Google Analytics and how it has a major shortcoming, and also a solution to that and how you can fix the shortcoming that Google Analytics has. Okay. And then I'm also going to be doing a live demo of our in-house heat map and visitor recording solution. This has proven to increase sales and leads by 300% without generating additional traffic. I do want to talk about one big misconception that marketers have, okay? And that is, the misconception is that traffic is king, okay? I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times, that all you need to do is drive traffic to your website. Well, I mean, that's true. You do need traffic, but that doesn't always, it doesn't stop there. You need to be able to convert that traffic into subscribers, into leads, and into buyers, okay? And there's no sense in wasting money if you don't know if your website is converting. I've talked to lots of people in like group mastermind sessions, or some of my one-on-one coaching students, where they're like, well, should I go and buy, spend lots of money on Facebook ads or Google AdWords or media buys or solo ads, things like that. And you don't want to necessarily go and do that unless you know your website is converting. Okay, so it's important to ensure that your conversions are sound, that are you're not seeing a 1% conversion rates or something like that before you start driving endless amounts of traffic and wasting money. Okay, so we need to be careful, and that is the big misconception that marketers have. Conversions first, and then the traffic is actually the easy part, okay? Now, like most marketers, we don't have thousands of visitors coming to our website every day. So it's important that you fine tune what we call the engagement factor, okay? Ensuring that when people come to your website, they're able to find what they're looking for, and that your sales funnel is created such that you're driving them to whatever your main conversion is, on a landing page, a squeeze page, a sales page, whatever it may be. Okay, and instead of having all of those educated assumptions or guesses, that's how you wind up with a failing online business. Okay, if you play the guessing game, you're not going to get very far in terms of making money online or building an online business. Okay, now I'm not sure if you guys realize that everybody online has ADD, right? I mean, just give me a quick yes in the chat box if you guys have ADD. I don't know about you, but I'm actually probably worse than the average, which the average says you have about 6 seconds to capture your visitor, okay, or else they're going to leave and go somewhere else. I mean, let me ask you this. How many different tabs do you normally have up on your browser at one time? If you guys want to chime in really quick, I'd be interested just to hear. I know for me, it's probably 8 to 12 different tabs. Yeah, so here everyone's chiming in. 20, 10, 64. Oh my God, that's multitasking. 50, 16, 11 at the moment, 20, 25 or more, 30, 8 to 20, 8 to 10. But yeah, guys, that's the point, is that we all have ADD online. We're doing 1,000 things at once. And if you're not capturing your visitor within those first few seconds, you're going to miss out on whatever it is you're trying to get them to do. And also, same thing applies with emails, right? So you have less than a minute to capture your audience in an email as well. So the point here is that we all have ADD online, and we're all trying to get the attention of our audience. Okay, I wanted to make one quick point here about the educated assumptions, right? How many of you guys have worked with a boss or your executive where you show them a website and you're like, hey, what do you think of this website, right? And they're like, oh, well, just change this, this, and this, without any real real data or statistics to back up that recommendation, right? Just because they're the executive, or they're the ones paying for your salary or whatever it may be. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to not have those educated assumptions, or just because they're the boss and they say let's do X, Y, and Z, that's what goes, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how you can literally look over a person's shoulder and be able to monitor what people are doing on your website, so you know for a fact that what the things that you do to a website, the tweaks that you make, are going to improve conversions. Okay. Now, talking about conversions, there's 5 main conversion boosting tips that I'm going to be giving you guys. Okay. We're going to be talking about the anatomy of a landing page. Okay, a landing page can be a sales page, it can be a squeeze page, but whatever it is, these are some of the most important elements on a page in terms of what can translate into higher conversions. Okay, the first one being your headline, right? That's the first thing that people are going to look at. Okay, does your headline relate to your audience? Is it speaking to their pain or challenge? Is it solving their pain? Is it solving some sort of a need in the marketplace? Now, here's just a really quick example. Like, I'm sure you've heard of High Rise or Basecamp. They just did a really quick A/B split test, and sometimes things as simple as A/B split testing a headline, like this one, start a High Rise account, compared to 30-day free trial on all active accounts. Okay, sometimes something as simple as that can lead to 10, 20, 30% increases in conversions. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, and realize that you don't want to necessarily focus on every single element on a page. Okay, sometimes it's as small as just focusing on the things that have the most impact. Okay, like the headline. Also the hero image, right? I mean, the hero image where the big, you have your big image or your big prime real estate that people are going to see. Okay, sometimes just switching an image can have an impact, right? As you can see here, here's PayPal. Instead of just having the checks in the email and then the button start emailing your invoices, okay, they shifted it over to the left. They put in an image on the right. Okay, now we'll go through some A versus B examples here in a second, but again, the hero image is also another main real part of high conversions. Okay. Also the offer. Okay, sometimes as simple as just tweaking the offer, right? Instead of having a $25 coupon, maybe giving them free shipping. Okay, and with things like the Google Website Optimizer, okay, it's just a little piece of script or code that you put on each landing page. You could have landing page A, landing page B. You could split the traffic up. Say I want 50% to go to A or 75 to go to A, and then the other to go to B. And you can simply monitor just a simple change. Just a simple change to your offer can have a dramatic increase or decrease in your conversion. Same thing with price point. Okay, sometimes just a simple $10 tweak in your price can have a massive impact. And we're testing these things all the time. And we have between Matt and I mean, we have God knows how many different sales pages and squeeze pages out there. And sometimes, we're testing little things. It could be a button, it could be a headline, it could be a price point, it could be a graphic. Okay. Now, another part is the opt-in or checkout process. Okay, and here's a perfect example. I mean, even Obama is doing A/B split testing, right? Testing between having one long form that asks for all the customer information up front, right? It's asking them for name, address, city, email, how much they want to donate, their credit card information, as opposed to just asking how much they want to donate as step 1, and then step 2 asking for their name, step 3 asking for payment, and then completing the form. Sometimes just a simple tweak in your checkout process can have an increase or decrease in conversions. Okay. And then your main call to action, right? Just again, it can be as simple as tweaking whatever that call to action is. Instead of saying, get it here, say instant download or instant access, or something as simple as that. So it's important to always be testing these things, and don't worry about all of the other factors or elements on a page. Worry about these elements on the page: the main call to action, the headlines, the hero image area, the actual process of checking out. Okay. Now, conversion boosting tip number 2 is adding some sort of scarcity to your page. Okay, if people can wait to buy something, they will. Okay, but if they feel that they're going to miss out on a deal, they are much more likely to buy. Okay, scarcity and urgency is one of the biggest components of turning a visitor into a buyer. Okay, making them take action immediately. Okay, we did a test where we took a sales page and we put a generic countdown timer on the sales page. Okay, had absolutely nothing to do with the offer. It was just a countdown timer that was counting down to nothing. There was no call to action on it. We just threw it up there. Okay, guess what we had? 10% increase in conversions. Okay, just from putting a countdown timer. It was a 24-hour countdown timer, and it just counted down. Okay, once it hit 0, went back to 24 hours. Okay, so sometimes just having, I mean, obviously I'm not telling you just to have false scarcity, but just having that type of urgency on a page can have a dramatic increase in your conversions. And I mean, you see this everywhere, right? You see this when you go to the store, right? You see this for Cyber Monday, right? Only one day to buy all these Cyber Monday specials. You don't want to miss out on that deal. And that's one of the biggest ways to get people to turn from casual visitors into buyers. Okay. Now, we are inundated with content, right? I mean, there's so much out there, and in today's world, less really is more. Okay, having a punchy headline, a really good subheadline, bullet points, and a main call to action. Okay, don't try to clutter up your sales pages, your squeeze pages with too much information or too many different call to actions. Have one clear call to action that and your messaging speaks directly to your target audience. Okay. The other one is doing small segments and then scale. And so what I mean by that, and this kind of goes back to that initial point that I was saying, there's no sense in dumping money into traffic if you don't know that it converts. Okay. So you can set up small paid traffic campaigns. Maybe it's a limited budget of $100 on a Facebook ad campaign, and you test a squeeze page, or a sales page to see how it converts, right? And you could do a few split tests. You really don't need a ton of traffic to know if it's going to convert well or not. Okay, even just a few hundred visitors or a few thousand visitors from a source can tell you how well it's converting. Okay, so you want to start small. Okay, if you have an email list, send it to a small segment of your list. Okay, make a few tweaks, then send it to another segment of your list, and keep making tweaks until you've continued to improve on your conversions. And then you can start to open up the floodgates when you know that your return on your investment is positive, right? Or you're maximizing the return on your investment, okay? Where you know if you invest $1 that you're going to make $2, right? Or if you're going to invest $5 that you're going to make $10, right? And then once you get your landing page or your squeeze page to that point, then you could start finding other sources of traffic. There's an endless amount of traffic sources, okay? Whether it's through JV affiliates, whether it's your email list, whether it's paid traffic or organic traffic, okay? Now, the other one is, the other conversion boosting tip is above the fold, okay? 80% of people do not look below the fold. So it's important that you make sure that everything that you want that is your primary conversion is above the fold, whether it's an opt-in form, a main call to action to go and buy something on a checkout page, whatever it is, you want to ensure that everything that you can is above the fold while keeping it extremely clear and concise and to the point, okay? Now, let's play that little A versus B challenge. This is where I'm going to ask you guys for a little participation. And so I'm going to show you guys two different landing pages. I want you to tell me if you think that version A or version B is converting better. Okay, so here's version A versus version B. So version A is a lightbox pop-up. This is an e-commerce website. They sell furniture. Okay, so version A is a lightbox pop-up showing you a summary of the cart. Okay, it shows you what you added to the cart, and then you could actually click on the view cart. Okay, version B is having the little summary up in the top right-hand corner. Do you guys think that version A or version B converted better? Okay, I'm getting, let's see, A, lots of A's. Okay, okay, 1B, 2 B's. A, B, A, B, A, B, 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 B. Okay, so a lot of A's. So we're talking, okay, about 80%. About 80% feel that version A is better than version B. Okay, and you guys are right. It converted at 62% better than version B. Okay, and guys, at the end of this little A versus B challenge, I'm going to kind of hit you guys with There's a reason why I'm showing you guys all of these here, okay? Version A or version B, okay? If you guys can start to chime in, this is actually a get response landing page, okay? Version A just has the buy now button, okay? Version B has the buy now, and they added a free trial for 30 days, okay? Do you guys think that version A or version B converted better, okay? Let's see here. A, B, 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 A, B, 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 B. Free trial makes it B, okay? B, B, A. Okay, so we're talking probably about 70% of you guys are saying B, okay? So let's take a look, okay? And you guys are right, okay? By 158%, it converted better than version A, okay? Let's keep going. Version A versus version B. Version A is that standard kind of 3-tier pricing table, okay? Versus version B, which allows you to tick with that. I guess there's this is for a hosting company. You can upgrade your server or website, and then you can sign up for a free trial. Do you guys think that version A, the standard pricing, or where you can kind of choose your level and then sign up for the free trial for version B, did better? Okay, A, B, A, B, A, B, 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 A, B, B, A. B is too complicated, okay? B, A, okay, so this one's a little bit closer. So we're talking probably 60-40, okay? So about 60% felt that version A is the best, okay? So, and the majority of you guys were right. It converted at about 2 to 3 times more revenue than version B, okay? Okay, just a few more here, okay? Version A versus version B, okay? This is, you can see on the left side, there's the teal background. It says free freight shipping rates. It has that red button that says get a quote. It's free, take 5 seconds. Version B has that more of a hero image with truckload freight rates, get a truckload quote, and then they also have a talk to us button. Do you guys think it was version A or version B, okay? B, A, B, A, A, B, A, B, B. B looks nice, but speaks to my wallets, okay? B, B, A, B, A, B, A. Okay, so right now this is a pretty even one. This is about 50-50, okay? So let's see here, okay? Version A had a 232% increase in leads, okay? And I think we have one more, okay? So one more, guys. Version A or version B, okay? Version A, old school old school squeeze page. You can see the design is fairly ugly. The call to action says watch now. It has first name, email address, send me free trauma treatment videos. Okay, versus version B, which has kind of that blurred image, and then it has the call to action, and it's a little bit more of I guess, up to date squeeze page design. Okay, BBB, BBB. BBB, okay, BBB, all right, one or two A, so about 95% of you guys are saying B, okay? And 95% of you guys would be wrong, okay? Version A converted almost 20% higher than version B. And guys, the main point of this exercise is you really don't know until you test, right? We all have our assumptions, but assumptions are not reality, okay? You need to have hard numbers and know what's going to convert, not just saying, hey, I think that this one looks better, so this is going to convert better, okay? You can't make those assumptions when running an online business, okay? And this is kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, right? How many times has the boss said, I like B better, let's go with that. Well, little do they know, if you actually ran a real test and looked at the real data, then you would know if it actually was a better converter or not. So it's not always about who's the boss's opinion or what you think. Okay, so I'm getting lots of wows. Yeah, I can't believe it. Yep, yeah, you got to test. Exactly, that's exactly right. Okay, so that is the whole point of this A versus B challenge, guys. Okay, now Google Analytics is great, okay? That's one of the best ways to monitor all different types of data, right? Your visitors, your traffic sources, where it's coming from, the contents, your goals, if you have an e-commerce site, tracking sales. And Google Analytics is great. We install it on all of our websites, okay? But it also has some major shortcomings, okay? And we're gonna talk about those. the thing that you cannot do with Google Analytics is be able to look over the person's shoulder and see how they're looking at, how they're engaging and consuming your website. Okay, being able to see where their mouse is going, how they're, how they're clicking, what are they actually doing on your site. Okay, what I'll do for when we create new sales pages and squeeze pages, I'll ask my wife, I'll ask my family, my friends to come over to the computer and look at the page and just start looking at it at like a normal visitor, right? And unfortunately, when we're working on a sales page, we look at it so much that we kind of lose focus on what does the actual visitor want, or how is the actual visitor going to consume this landing page or this squeeze page. So it's always good to get fresh eyes. But what if you had that type of data that you can see, okay, I can actually literally watch someone, I could watch a recorded session of someone consuming my site, or be able to look at a heat map to see how people are consuming my squeeze page, right? And I was a baseball player in college, so I use kind of the baseball analogy, right? And I was a pitcher, and so one of the things that like, how cool would it be, right? And you see this on TV a lot. You'll see a heat map for a specific hitter, right? And if you see the red, that means that that's their hot spot. So if you throw a ball and you pitch it to them in that hot spot, there's a good chance they're going to hit one out of over the fence, right? Or it's going to be a really good hit, right? If you pitch to their weaknesses, okay, you have a better chance of striking them out. And so that we want to take that same concept and apply it to our website, right? Are people going to certain parts of your website that really you don't want them to go to, or is it taking them too long to convert into a sale? Why is that, right? So it's important to be able to see, from a website perspective and heat maps, where are people clicking? Are people clicking, my call to action button? Are they going to the pages that I want them to go to, right? Where are the user's eyes going? And now in this case, where is their mouse going? Where is the mouse drawn to? Is it going to the most important parts of the site, right? How far is the user scrolling down? How cool would it be to see literally how, what percentage of people are reaching a certain part on that page? Okay. How cool would it be to actually play a real recorded session showing, okay, I can see their mouse. I can see everything that they're doing. I can see them clicking to different pages. I can see that they're totally missing an opt-in form that I want them to be seeing. Okay, so you can play to your strengths and your weaknesses by just simply watching. Okay, and you'll start to notice, especially with these recorded sessions, you'll start to notice trends right away. I mean, if you watch 10 or 20 of these recorded sessions, you'll notice that people start doing the same types of things. And if they're not doing what you want them to do, well, this is a huge red flag that you need to adjust your website and then continue to monitor. Okay. And so what this means for you as you and I as marketers is we're able to start plugging up holes in our sales funnels, okay, which is ultimately stopping profit leaks, okay? You can instantly see when, where, and why your visitors are leaving the page, okay? Which pages, which parts of the pages are turning them off, what blockages are there that are preventing the sale, what kind of intel you'd be able to fix. With this type of intel, you can fix literally any type of web page in a matter of seconds, okay? It becomes very crystal clear. Whereas Google Analytics, it's more just raw data, right? I mean, and there's nothing wrong with the data, okay? I mean, and that is part of it. But the other part that I feel that it's missing is this ability to literally watch over the person's shoulder, okay? And so you can start to watch your visitors and construct your sales messages around them, okay? And you can start to ignore complex stats and charts and spreadsheets, and you can visually see the data with heat maps and with visitor recording, okay? And you can use this in so many different applications, whether it's creating A/B split tests, doing website redesigns, above the fold testing, identifying which content needs to be reworked or edited, conversion rate optimizations on forums, on checkout processes, engagement with your videos, are people watching your videos or not? Screen resolution, right? Everybody has different resolutions. Some people are using mobile devices. Other people have big iMac, 27-inch screens. Are they rendering properly? Is your website rendering properly on your site? Is your application rendering properly on their browser? navigation refinements, comparing visitors clicking on images versus buttons versus text links. And this is where you can give executives real data on what is actually working and what's not working. Okay, instead of just saying, "Oh, well, hey, do you like this page better or this one?" Okay, actually having real data to back it up. Okay, before and after case studies, how specific segments engage with your site compared to others, and then also, last but not least, is site security and potential vulnerabilities in your site. Right, if there's certain parts of your site that you don't want people seeing, I mean, this has happened to us. We've had certain areas that we thought were locked down where this was for paid customers, and we noticed that people are coming to the site and reaching these pages, and they shouldn't be, right? We can follow their path and see exactly how they're getting to it, right? So you can patch those up. Okay. Now here's the bad news, and then I also have some good news. Okay, the bad news is that how many of you guys have heard of Crazy Egg or ClickTail? Have you guys heard of those services before? Okay, these are services that provide heat map tracking and visitor recording. Okay, if you can just give me a quick yes or no if you've heard of Crazy Egg or ClickTail. Okay, yeah, so I'm getting yeses, yes, no, okay, no, yep, no, okay, so yep, Crazy Egg. Okay, so about 50% of you have heard of it, and so. Crazy Egg, ClickTail, these are heat map recording software, and there's nothing wrong with them. Okay, they provide all this great data that we're talking about here today. The problem is that it's super, super expensive. Okay, really expensive. I mean, I'm talking, so like for Crazy Egg, you're talking $99 a month. So you're talking, over $1,000 a year for you're limited to the number of visitors and visits per month, and the number of pages that you can track. Right, with ClickTail, it's over $23,000 a year for 100,000 page view account. Okay, I mean, who in their right mind can afford? I mean, maybe some large, Fortune 500 company can go and blow 20 grand a year on heat map data. And so the good news is that we saw that there was this need in the market, and we were using Crazy Egg for a while. And we just saw the price was ridiculous. There's no reason to do that. And so because Matt and I, we create a lot of software for a living, we thought, why not create a solution for the rest of us, right? For small to medium-sized businesses and entrepreneurs that can leverage this type of data. And that's why we created Heat Map Tracker. And so you guys have maybe seen some emails or people talking about it this week. This is actually our initial launch of version 2.0. So version 1 was somewhat of a beta launch. We had thousands of people come in and start to use the system. And actually, Matt and I just got an email yesterday or 2 days ago from a guy who works for a $13 billion company. Okay, 13 billion with a B dollar company that purchased Heat Map Tracker and told us that they started implementing it into their business and that they already left Crazy Egg. Okay, because they were paying an insane amount of money for this type of data. Okay, so what I would like to do is I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'm going to show you guys Heat Map Tracker in action so you can see how easy it is to use and all the different reports that you can generate for your marketing. Okay, so let me bring this up. Can you guys see my screen okay? If you can give me a quick yes. Let me just, this timed out, so I just need to log back in. Oops, let me, I'm going to log in. So there's two different, I'm going to first show you, I'm going to show you what an end user would see, right? So now guys, you can use this for clients. If you're a marketing agency, you can actually track client websites as well. So I'm going to show you what it looks like from a user standpoint. Just want to make sure that you guys can see this. Yep. Okay, cool. You guys can see that. All right. So what we're looking at right now is the project overview. So I can see that I'm tracking two different websites. You can see the total number of visitors, the number of pages that I'm tracking, and then the total number of sessions. So sessions based on the number of, based on these unique visitors. Okay. And so I can log in. All you need to do is place a little piece of JavaScript code on any page, whether it's a WordPress site, a Joomla site, Drupal, it doesn't really matter as long as you can place this piece of code similar to a piece of Google Analytics script, right? And so I can go into this dashboard and I can get, just some basic details here, like, the number of sessions, the number or average time on site. I can also see where the my traffic is coming from in the world. Okay, but where it gets really exciting is the user sessions. Okay, I can watch every single person if I wanted to. I can watch their session, what they did on the site. Okay, I can see their browser, what operating system they're using. I can see their IP address. I can see the country that they came from. I could see a session, how long the session was, the date and time of it. I can see what pages they viewed, right? And so, I mean, wouldn't it be cool to, like, if maybe you have an English site, right? But you notice that people are coming from other countries that maybe speak Spanish or French or a different language, and you notice that they're not staying on for a very long time. Well, maybe you're noticing that there's a demand for that particular country, and maybe you need to translate your website into that language. I mean, there's 1,001 different ways to use this data, but let me just dive into one of these here. I'll go to this one. It was 53 seconds long. They were using Windows, Vista. They were using Chrome. So if I click on the play button, you'll be able. It's going to take you over to this individual session. So you can see here. So they landed on the product page here, and I'm going to click on play. And now we can watch the session. Let me just get my mouse out of the way. Now they haven't done anything yet. Let's see here. Okay, now you can see their mouse. You can see them scrolling down. You can see them going through all the different products. Okay, now they went through that kind of quick. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Mark Thompson.
Okay, now they're on the affiliate page. So this is one of my sales pages for affiliates to promote our products. Okay.
Where you're going to be earning lifetime.
Okay, I can see that he just left click there. So you can see that he clicked new affiliates create account. That's really important to me. I'm glad. So this is actually a really good example because this is one of my main call to actions is getting people to sign up as an affiliate to promote my products. Okay, you can see that he did that left click. So that was that user session. Now I could go through every single one of these user sessions if I wanted to, and I can start to see trends, and I can start to see what people are doing. And if it's not aligning with what you're trying to get them to do, then that's a real problem, right? Going back to some of those examples, right, like the Obama example, where the checkout process, right? If you notice that conversions are really low, start watching those user sessions and seeing where people are literally stopping, right? Maybe they're filling out 2 or 3 fields, but then you notice that everyone's stopping after the 3rd field. Well, maybe you have too many fields, that too much information you're trying to collect, and you can see that in real time in a user session, whereas opposed to Google Analytics, you really can't. You can just see if they converted or not, right? So that's what you can do with the user sessions. Okay, then with heat maps, you can look at heat maps by clicks, by what we call eye tracking, but really it's their mouse. We can't literally it's not like they have a device tracking eye movement, but it's their mouse movement, and then scrolling. So I could look at any of these different pages, and so I could look at. I'll just go to the home page for right now, and say I want to look at all of the data over the last week, and I can generate this heat map. Okay, and it's going to show that there's 798 points analyzed. Okay, between this time period, and I can start to see where people are clicking. This is a click map. So I can see people are clicking on my products, they're clicking on the affiliate. Those are actually one of the two main places I want them to go. I also want them to check out my products. That's another big place, right? I can see that they're checking out certain products here. Okay, I can go down, I can see that more people are checking out some of the webinars, which is interesting. I notice, let's see. Okay, not a lot of people are getting to this sign-up form, which is kind of something that I may want to take notice of. Okay, now why aren't people coming to the sign-up form? Why aren't a lot of people opting in? Okay, maybe it's the headline. But one thing, if I go to the scroll map, okay, I'm going to go to the scroll map right now, and it's going to analyze. This has about 7,000 points that it's analyzing. Okay, and you can see here, this is the percentage of people that saw this amount of content. So you can see obviously 100% is at the top, and then it starts to go down depending on the amount of content that they saw. Now let me just scroll down. Let's scroll down to where that opt-in form is, because maybe I'm having some issues with conversions. Okay, and you can see here 42%, about 43% of people are seeing this form. Okay, that means over half of my traffic is not even seeing this opt-in form, which is really important. Okay, it's important that that I build an email list, or that anyone builds an email list in their business. And so I may want to think about moving this this opt-in form up the page so that maybe I replace it where the find us on Facebook area. Maybe I notice that no one's really liking us on Facebook for whatever reason. Maybe I put in the opt-in form there, and I can see here 88% of people are seeing that. So that is how you can use this data in a real life situation, right? And then the last report you can do here is for mouse tracking. Okay, so you can see where people's mouse is going. So between all three of these maps, you guys can really drill in, hone in on what people are doing on your website, unlike anything out there like with Google Analytics. Okay, now obviously there's gonna be a lot of red up here in the top, but as people are scrolling, you can see where the mouse is going, okay? And so, I mean, guys, this is just obviously one example. This is more of a generic page, but I could show you examples on sales pages, on squeeze pages, on checkout forms. It really doesn't matter where you put the tracking script. You can start to track all of this, this data in real time, okay? Now, we also give you some other data like popular pages, so you can see what pages people are going to. You can manage the data, so I know there's been a few people I can see in the questions box asking, well, how much data is this going to, is this going to bog down my server? Okay, this is a self-hosted application, so you can install it on your own domain, right? And you can purge the data if you'd like to. So you could purge the last month or a specific date range, or you could purge, the click map or eye tracking or scroll heat maps. And so that can just kind of clean up the data after you've had a chance to analyze it, okay? And so this is what the user is going to be able to see, okay? And you can track, if I go back to my projects, you can go and you can track as many pages as you want to, as many domains as you want to, okay? Now, if I log out, this is, again, the user interface. I'm going to just log in as the administrator, okay? So you'll notice this is a little bit of a different interface. And you can see I could create as many sub-accounts as I want to. So if you guys are a marketing agency or you want to use this for clients, maybe you're a business consultant, you can create as many sub-accounts as you want to. You can give them a login, right? And you can also charge them, right? So you can create something, what we call in this package manager. And so you can create all these different packages and price points. If the client wants to pay weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or annually, you can charge them whatever you want. You can charge them, $100 a month or $1,000 a year, whatever you want for this type of data. And if they don't pay, then it can automatically deactivate their account, right? And we have an integration with PayPal, so it automatically sends PayPal invoices. Now, you don't have to use the PayPal integration. If you have your own payment solution, you can just build on that directly. But we do have that integration, okay? And then you can see all the payments from your different clients here, okay? Now, like I said, you can create you can create as many users as you want to. You can put in their business name, their website, the login email address and password. You can make them a free user. If you don't want to make them a free user, you can select which package you want them to be a part of, what their payment schedule is going to be like, how many domains you want to give them. So if you want to give them any extra domains, maybe they have 5 different websites. You can give them an initial trial. So if you say, hey, I'll give you 24 hours to test out the software, see if it's right for you, right? So you can offer a free trial if you want to. Okay. Now we also have inside of the admin settings, you can completely white label the software, meaning you can totally remove the heat map tracker branding. So you can put your own logo in there. You can actually have your own help section. Okay. We have training videos that you can use if you want to, or you can have your own training videos. You can just replace it here, okay? And so you can remove this logo. Again, it's going to be installed on your own domain. And one of the main features that we just added for Heatmap Tracker version 2.0 is an integration with Amazon. So all of the data, instead of it getting stored on your server, you could have it get stored on the cloud, and all that data will go to Amazon. Okay, so you have that flexibility and that option as well. Okay, you can also install the administrative area, like this area here, on your client's server as well. So the data can get stored on their server. So there's lots of different options. You can store the data on their server. You can store it on your server, okay, and just give them a login to log in from your server, or you can have it stored on the cloud on Amazon. Okay, so we give you lots of different options there. Okay, now let me show you guys just a really quick side-by-side comparison between our heat map tracker solution and ClickTail and Crazy Egg. Now, ClickTail and Crazy Egg and heat map tracker, they all provide visitor recording sessions, heat maps, maps by scrolling, and click maps, eye tracking maps, and heat map tracker is the only one that provides real-time reporting, as well as no restrictions or limitations. So you can have unlimited page views, unlimited pages you can track, unlimited visitors, and you can also white label the software and create as many sub accounts as you want to for your clients. Okay, so what you're going to be getting with heat map tracker is the ability to install unlimited personal sites and client sites. Okay, unlimited session recordings and page views. It's self-hosted, so you own the data. No one else, it's not anyone else's data, and it works literally on any website where you can put a piece of tracking script in the back end of the page or your website. Okay. Now we have people that are selling this as a service and making hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars every single month. Okay. This was just a check, $800 for the year. For a company that paid me for heat map tracking services, right? And they're glad to write this check because they know how expensive the other competitors are, and so you can make this such a massive revenue stream or just an additional service, right? You could even bundle this in with other services that you offer. There's lots of different ways that you could position it.